Who knows what a selfie is? Yeah, I think we all know what a selfie is now. People are pointing. You don't want to point fingers. But we all know what a selfie is. Like we know. And here's the thing. I'm not here to bash social media, and I'm not here to bash selfies at all. But I am here to talk about a mindset that we have that I'm actually inventing a word this morning calling it selfieism. A selfie is when you take a picture of yourself, and some people have perfected the art of taking selfies. They want to get the right lighting and hold the camera up just right and make themselves look really good. And we understand that. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with this selfie-ish culture. You see, if society every 20 years tries to rebrand the students that are growing up, we had the baby boomers and then the millennials. If there's a name for this generation, we call it the selfie generation. But here's the thing, and it's not to bash social media or any of that stuff, but here's what we do, and we all do this to some extent probably in our lives, is we have a tendency to try to put forward and share on social media and share when we're talking to our families about, man, look how good my life looks. And we get the picture to look just right, and maybe you're on vacation this summer, and he took the picture that was like the perfect moment, and we thought, man, this is what I want to put out there as the brand for my life right now. And the problem is that we look at that, and we know that was a momentary shot in the midst of the madness of his life. It was like the one moment that our kids behaved, and everything was going right. Let me take that picture right now. And then what happens, and here's where the problem lies, is that everybody else does the same thing. And I know my life the other 23 hours of the day, and it's not that picturesque. But then I look at other people's photos. I think, man, it seems like their life is always together. And man, their kids are always paying attention, and they're always alert, and not having their heads down looking at their phones all day. And man, their kids' hair is always in the right spot, because they've done the same thing that you did. But we start to compare ourselves to other people. And there's actually, psychologists have branded a new mental health disorder called Facebook depression. And it's a real thing. It's based upon this idea that we compare ourselves against others, and we look at what they're doing, and we think, and here's what happens, is we create a false persona of our lives. And we start to do something simply because we think, man, if I post just the right picture, I'm going to get a bunch of likes. And we start doing things specifically for a number and not for people. And we care more about the number than we do about people. And we get into a very dangerous spot, because all that is amassing our kingdom. Saying, look at all the stuff that I'm doing. Look at how I can, look at all the stuff. Look at the cool stuff that's happening in my life. And we build ourselves up. And directly into that culture, you see, the idea of selfieism is a blatant disregard for others in the effort to make myself look good. But Jesus comes and says those two things should be flip-flopped. We should have a blatant disregard for self at the expense of saying, man, I want to make God's kingdom as big as I can make it. A blatant disregard for self, that I want to make sure, man, if I can bring joy into somebody else's life, if I could do that, that's what Jesus calls me to do. And here's the thing, selfieism never satisfies.